So often we move through our days carrying the weight of feelings we haven't had time to notice. The tension in our shoulders from a conversation that unsettled us, the heaviness in our chest from a sadness we haven't named, the restless ache in our belly that speaks to something unresolved, something quietly waiting for our attention. And when we keep moving through life without listening to these feelings, life begins to feel harder. We can become disconnected from ourselves, caught in overthinking, and weighed down by stress. And that's why today I want to guide you through a daily emotional reset. This gentle somatic practice is like a regular check-in with yourself. It helps you shift your emotional state, soothe your nervous system, and meet yourself with more clarity and kindness. It's not the deep somatic processing I sometimes guide in other meditations. That work has its own place and its own power. But this daily tending is profoundly supportive. Each time we pause to name what we're feeling while also calming our nervous system, we give our emotions the care they've been asking for, so they don't have to stay hidden beneath the surface, showing up later as stress or tension. This emotional reset is inspired by a process called Transpirational Havening, developed by Dr. Ron Rudin. Havening is a somatic technique that uses gentle, soothing touch on the arms, hands, or face. And this touch creates calming delta waves in the brain, which help downregulate the amygdala, the part of the brain that keeps us in cycles of stress and trauma. And when the amygdala gets downregulated, our emotions no longer feel so overwhelming. We have more capacity to pause, to reflect, and to respond with greater clarity and compassion. And this is the essence of an emotional reset, shifting from reactivity into a place where we can meet what we feel with presence and care. In this practice, we'll also be putting words to what we feel, a process sometimes called name it to tame it. And what happens in the brain when we do that is simple but powerful. When we accurately label our emotions, we activate the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that helps us reflect, regulate, and make meaning. So instead of being swept away by our emotions, we create space to observe them, to understand them, and to meet them with care. Together, this combination of soothing touch and gentle naming creates a powerful emotional reset, and I hope you enjoy it. Welcome to Somatic Healing Meditations, the podcast that helps you regulate your nervous system, deepen your healing journey, and feel better in your body. I'm Karenna with Hello Inner Light, and I'm so happy you're here. I'm a somatic healing coach who specializes in compassionate, body-centered processing that helps you heal the wounds that are holding you back. So if that's the kind of content you need more of in your life, please subscribe to this podcast and join me every Friday on this beautiful journey out of your head and into your more embodied and authentic self. In somatic healing, we understand that emotions don't just live in the mind, they live in the body. And when we don't acknowledge them, they don't simply disappear. They settle into our body, our breath, and our hearts, and they shape how we feel, think, and react to the world. And that's why I created Somatic Healing Hub, a deeply supportive online community filled with the structure, support, and somatic practices to help you feel better in your body and create lasting change in your life. Inside, you're invited to join live classes with me throughout the week, where we gently reset the nervous system and reconnect with our inner world. You'll also receive monthly workshops and group coaching with me, And if you love this podcast, you get exclusive ad-free access to every episode, so the practices are always there when you need them, without interruption. So if you're ready for consistent, compassionate care to help you feel clearer, calmer, and more connected, I would love for you to join me in Somatic Healing Hub. You'll find the link in the show notes. Now, here's a quick word from the sponsors that make all this free content possible. Now, let's dive in to this somatic practice for emotional reset. So, we're going to do self-havening for this entire exercise, and there are 3 ways that you can do self-havening. The first is that you rub your palms together, just gently, with a pace and a pressure that feels good to you, rubbing your palms together. The second way you can do self-havening is to rub down your arms from shoulder to elbow, shoulder to elbow, shoulder to elbow, just going down. And the third way to do self-havening is to gently rub anywhere on your face, cheeks, or forehead. And you can move between those different types of touch in whatever way feels good to you. So doing the havening touch and modifying it in any way that it needs to be modified so it feels good to you and to your body in this moment. Breathing, feeling the temperature of your skin, and feeling the gentle movement and the gentle pressure of the self-havening. And as you breathe, and as you do the self-havening, your awareness just begins to drop into the present moment more and more. Notice that as you do the havening touch, you can also feel your breath. You can feel the air moving in and out through your nostrils. And maybe you can feel the rhythmic rise and fall of your rib cage and your tummy that happens with every inhale and exhale. Feeling your breath and saying hello to your body. And as you bring your awareness more and more to your body, you'll just become aware of how you feel right now. There's no wrong thing to feel, and there's no wrong way to feel. So just noticing what's actually here. Noticing your feelings, your body sensations, your emotions, whatever's here. And one feeling within is going to begin to call your attention more than the other things you're feeling right now. So noticing what's calling your attention. And we're going to begin to put words to that feeling in just a moment to name it, to tame it. But first, just begin to feel it in your body. So where do you feel this feeling that's calling your attention the most? Is it more on the left or the right? Or maybe it's centralized, or maybe it's everywhere. Is it more deep or superficial? Or maybe both, or neither? How big is it, or how much space does it take up within or around you? Noticing the height, width, thickness, and shape of this feeling. And noticing anything else you notice about this feeling as well. Perhaps it has a color or a quality. Perhaps it reminds you of something. And you may be getting answers to all of these questions I'm posing, or you may not, and that's okay. Remember, there's no way to do this wrong. These questions are just meant to take you deeper so that you can understand this feeling in a different way. But it's okay if you don't have answers. And continuing to do the havening touch, you're going to draw closer to this feeling with your awareness. It's like you just draw closer to the color, the shape, the texture, the quality, whatever it is that you're noticing about this feeling. And you're going to begin to put words to it. And the words can be anything that feels right to you. So it could be feeling words. You could describe body sensations you're having. Could be words that represent emotions, or it could be anything. The most important thing is that the word feels right. It feels coherent with whatever the feeling is. And as you do the havening touch, you're going to repeat these words over and over. So let me give you an example. Say I'm feeling some tension in my shoulders and jaw. I might just say tension, 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 tightness, tightness, anxious, anxious. So you just keep repeating words, and as the feeling changes, your words will change. And again, you're looking for words that feel right. It's been shown that when we find words that feel right, the activity in our amygdala decreases. So go ahead and begin. Remember, repeat the words. Use any words that feel right, and let your words change as the feeling changes. And I'm going to be quiet, but I'll chime in with additional instructions a few times during this process. And as you do this, you may begin to feel better, or you may begin to feel some relief pretty quickly. And so your words will move to words that describe this relief. Like I always name when my breath changes or when my posture changes. But it's also possible that you'll begin to feel things that are more intense. It's pretty common that when we begin to drop in and name what we're feeling, acknowledge what we're really feeling, it will become a little bit more intense because we've been tamping it down. And again, there's no wrong way to feel, and there's no wrong thing to feel. And so you're continuing to repeat the words that most accurately describe whatever you're feeling. And you're continuing to do the havening touch. Breathing, letting your words come forward. And remember that the havening touch is here to support you. And remember that naming your emotions brings your prefrontal cortex online, which gives you a little bit more space, a little bit more clarity, and often a little relief. Now, as you're feeling whatever you're feeling, and as you're naming it, I'm going to change the instructions a little bit. So you've been naming your feelings, And now change the words to represent what you want or need when you feel this way. So just like you've been doing, let the words come forward. Repeat the words. Let the words change, but now the words represent what you want or need to feel supported, what you want or need when you feel this way. And just notice how that feels. Notice how it feels to name what you want or need to feel supported. And breathing. Just notice how you feel now. What's shifted in your feelings or in your body? What looks different to you now? And what do you understand now that you didn't understand before? Doing just another minute of self-havening here. Go ahead and ask your body if there's anything else it wants or needs before we bring this to a close, and just listen for any answer your body gives you. Taking one more breath and naming anything else that wants to be named. And when you're ready, just let the havening touch go and let your eyes flutter open. Great work. So I'm curious, how was that somatic practice for emotional reset for you? What shifted within you? And what kind of clarity do you have that you may not have had before? Please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining me today. As a reminder, if this kind of compassionate, allowing approach resonates with you, you're warmly invited to join me inside of Somatic Healing Hub. It's a space where we slow down together, gently reconnect with the body, and practice healing in a way that honors what's real inside. We use somatic tools like the one in today's meditation, not just once in a while, but consistently and in community. And I'd love to see you there. If you enjoyed today's episode, it would mean so much to me if you would subscribe to the podcast and also rate and review it. You could also send this episode to a friend who you think would enjoy it. And don't forget to join me every Friday on this beautiful journey out of your head and into your more embodied and authentic self.